We're recording. Hello, welcome. My name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Barke, Faraj, Kamuss. She empowers entrepreneurs and working from home mothers and startup businesswomen to be their own hero. I'm extremely excited to be able to share her story with you, and cannot wait to see how this conversation unravels. Is there anything else you'd like me to add to the introduction?
You've done very well.
Excellent. Everybody has a backstory. So, what was life like before you got into coaching, and what brought you into this field?
Well, for me, I would say is growing up. Growing up without the parents' love, growing up feeling like alone at points in my life, and feeling that as an kind of like a not wanted, abandoned. And that happened twice in my life. And so when my parents left me to my grandmother, and then my grandmother left me to go back to my mother and my siblings, so there was no communication for me. So I don't know why I've been rejected. And so that growing up, it felt kind of like nobody wants me, nobody loves me, nobody cares for me. Now, straight after going to meet my mom for the first time, seeing her, and even though I did meet her on at the age of 9 when my dad died in a funeral, but I can't remember so much. I was still a child. Now, at age of 12, seeing her again, it felt like, oh my God, this is my mom. And I just wanted to connect with her. I wanted to kind of like swallowing her fully, with love and everything. And it just made me feel like, oh my God, this is it. But guess what? There's other siblings, okay? And the other siblings were totally different from me. The way I was thinking, the way I speak, the way I dress, everything about me was different because I grew up by myself. Now, so I couldn't understand, when my mom, she lost her love of her life, her husband, and now she's living with her, her in-laws, my grandma, my father's mother, and her family, so it was kind of like she was all alone, and I could see her. I could see that from her. I could see that she had no choice, and she had to do whatever it takes for them to be happy so she can stay with her children. So I could see that from the age of from 12 to going to 15. And then soon after, I got engaged, 16 years old, got married. And so for me, my life, it was just kind of like, there was no childhood. There was no time to either, to be or knowing who I am. And going into marriage straight away, having children and having responsibility. And within that, it just became more of, I'm taking care of everybody else. I'm making everyone else happy. I'm doing for everyone else. Where was I? And this question came back to me at about 12 years of marriage. And I was just like, what am I doing? Who am I? Okay, why am I here for? And most of the time when I used to have that question, I used to just close it because my children needs me, my husband needs me, my family needs me. But now I was just like, okay, it's gone off for too long, and I need to find some answers. So I sat down. Okay, my favorite place is my kitchen. Okay, my kitchen floor. I just sat on my kitchen floor and I started writing. Okay, I started writing things like, why am I here? What is wrong with my life at the moment? What is happening to me? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? Is this real? So every time I have those questions, I write them down. And then at the end, I was like, okay, well, it comes to conclusion of I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? Okay, why is this happening to me? Because we have to understand, in everyone's life, we have a process. Okay, within that process, we come into the moment of in denial. We come into the moment of it's not me, it's someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Or we come into a moment like, oh, I want someone to come and save me. I'm a victim. Everybody else, hey, can you see me? I'm in pain. Yeah, this all happening to me. Yes, it's me. It's me. Well, don't you see me? So all of that happened to me. And all of those things that's going on, I just felt like, okay, at the end, guess what? Okay, when the lights are off, okay, you're inside the room, guess who's there with you?
It's you.
You. Exactly. And I was just like, there's no one. No one is coming. No one is going to be here. Nobody is going to take me out of my situation. Okay. And within that, so the 2 years of my life, I said to myself, okay, Barke, you know what? You're not good enough. You are not strong enough. You have no financial ability. You didn't finish school. You got nothing. So let's think about this. So the best thing here, if you really are not happy with your marriage, leave. Okay? But because I wasn't happy, because I was in a place that was vulnerable, I didn't know at the time. And I thought to myself, okay, if I could just take my children and leave it to my husband at the time, leave it to my husband because he's financially able, he has a degree, he will take care of them. They will be safe. Okay. And that time, because I'm making up the decisions and I'm making up these big decisions for my life, but also for my children's life. And at that time, I'm looking for places to live. Okay. At this short time, I started to know things that I wasn't aware before.
Mm-hmm.
My ex, or my husband at the time, he wasn't taking care of the children. He wasn't feeding the children. He wasn't the person that I thought who got everything, that I thought he will be the responsible one, that I thought he will be the perfect one. He is better than me, okay? He wasn't taking care of the children. He wasn't even paying attention to them. My children calls me up, Mom, where are you? My children calls me up every time, Mom, when are you home? Mom, we miss you. Mom, we're hungry. As a mother, when you hear your child cry for you, when you hear your child going through all these difficulties, guess what? As for me, I went back to my childhood. Remember when I was feeling that nobody loved me, when I was feeling nobody cared for me, and I promised never to do that for my own children. And I was about to do that for my own children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Barke, be your own hero, got up and awakened in herself. And that is when I made the decision to say, you know what? Enough is enough. No more excuses. 2 years, it took me 2 years to come to terms and say, I'm in peace and I want to live my life a happy life. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to ensure that happens. And guess what?
What?
I did that.
Nice. That's really powerful. Yeah, because
Thank
I
you.
was hearing the story. I was like, oh wow, interesting. Does it kind of make you kind of think back to do you see your mom differently now that you had the opportunity to see to you're like, oh wow, this is exactly what she was going through, you know? It's kind of
You know,
interesting.
when there's a lot of women, okay, especially I've started to be, I'm also a beauty therapist, okay, and I just love to make people happy and make people look good and feel good about them. And I was just like, okay, I want to do this. And most of the time you hear people say, do you have a cream to put on my face so I don't look like my mom? And I used to, so I used to feel like that. I don't want to be like my mother, okay,
Uh,
because my mother didn't have the education, didn't have the financial ability, didn't have a voice to speak, didn't have all these things, and I didn't want to be like my mom so much. Guess what happens? The law of attraction, whatever you call, it comes back. Yes. And exactly what happened to me, I saw myself as my mom and I was like, oh my god. I'm my mom. But the day I gave birth to my daughter, okay, I called my mom and I asked her for forgiveness, okay,
uh,
and I said, my mom. Please forgive me. I didn't know what it was like to be a mom, okay? And the pressure that I put on you, and also the what I felt in myself, you know what I mean? I thought you were at fault, and you weren't. You're just a human being. You did your best, and I love you. And I care for you. And every time, my promise is to her is whenever I go to Africa, I take her with me and we just go and have fun.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me ask you about this, right? So you talk about the law of attraction being used to get stuff that you don't want. Can you talk about how to utilize the law of attraction and get what you actually do want?
Yes. So this is very simple, guys. Okay. I used to live in my world. At the time, I thought I was living. Everyone who sees me, they will say to me, "Oh, Barke, you're very optimistic. Oh, Barke, you're so good in motivating people, inspiring people." But deep down, guess what happens, guys? Okay. Deep down, I'm actually was negative. Deep down, I was actually putting myself down. Deep down, I was telling myself I wasn't good enough. Deep down, I was telling all this story to myself that I'm not ready yet. So that is where the most important thing is. Okay. When I started learning about law of attraction, when I started learning about self-development, and actually changing, or would say not changing so much, but shifting my mindset. Okay. It's actually seeing myself. I had to connect with who I am for me to let the law of attraction the way it works for me. Now, in that way, I had to think positive to bring positive. I think negative, I bring negative. Simple as that. And I hope you get it as well. But
Uh,
that's the way I see it.
yeah. So let me ask you this. So law of attraction, can you talk about how that influences so for the reason why I say this question, because a lot of people, they've heard on the surface, but the ones who are kind of skeptical, it's because they don't really understand how to connect your thinking and law of attraction to actually achieving, your goal in your life. So whether that's to help a lot more people. So can you kind of connect the dots to how, thinking more positive and using law of attraction actually influences how you actually get what you want?
Okay, so for me, I would say this is why I do what I do. Okay,
Uh-huh.
there's three things we need to have, and that is our thoughts. Okay, we need to be aware of our thoughts, what we're thinking about repeatedly, not once in a while, repeatedly. Another one is what we actually say. Okay, what we tell ourselves, what we say to another person, what we keep repeating about ourselves. If you keep saying to yourself, I'm clumsy, I'm horrible, or let's say I'm broke. Okay, so all these things you're affirming. Okay, you actually saying and you are actually acknowledging that you are downfall, you are not good enough, you're letting yourself down. And also your behavior. Okay, what you do in your daily life. Okay, it actually makes a big difference. Now, if you're listening to Abraham Hicks, if you listen to all this motivation and all these people about law of attraction, how to actually make it work for you. But for me, I would say those three things are the major factor. Okay, what you think about every single day, it matters, because if you constantly telling yourself I'm not good enough, that's what you keep thinking about yourself, and then you say it because it's in your head, it keeps repeating. Do you understand? So the way you also act, okay, when you are not confident, do you stand up straight?
No.
No, you don't. So that is the same thing as when you're negative. When you're negative, you actually don't feel good about yourself. You're
Mm.
feeling low. So we have to change, or let's say the word, we have to reshift the way we do, the way we think, the way we act. And in that way, guess what happens? Because law of attraction doesn't know no and yes. Okay, that's the simplest way. It doesn't know. Whatever you throw it, it will bring it.
Mm.
Okay, and the law of attraction I love about it is just because it is three simple steps as well. I love the threes. Okay, there's everywhere. There's a three simple steps. Okay, ask, believe, and you shall receive. Simple, yes, but actually harder. Why? Because we always fall on the believing area. Okay, because we are so quick. Oh, I want this, I want Ferrari. Okay, I want that big mansion, I want this, I want that. Yes, you can say as many times as you want, but do you really believe that you're worthy enough to get that Ferrari, that you are worthy enough to live in the mansion? Not having the mansion, living in the mansion. There's a two different thing. You can just say, yes, I've got the key, that's my mansion, but you're not living in it. So it's all how we do it, how we think about it, how we actually see ourselves. Have you ever heard of when they say when you're feeling low? Okay, there's two ways I'm gonna share with you. There's two things. So when you're feeling low, okay, stand up tall, put your hands on your waist like a Superman or Supergirl, okay, and put your chest up high, and then just really look up and just for that few minutes or few seconds, I swear to God, your whole demeanor, your whole body posture, it changes and your mental changes with it. Now, there's another thing you can do if you don't want to stand up in front of people and you're feeling a bit, oh my God, people are looking at me. So all you need to do, put your hand on your heart, not inside your heart, yeah. Sorry. Put your hand on your heart, okay, and just say, I am so happy and so blessed and grateful to be alive. Come on, guys, that's priceless. Hey, I am so happy and grateful. I'm breathing. You're not paying for that yet. Okay, come on. I am so happy and grateful that I have the ability to stand up and do something and make something happen. These things, they are people who are worst situation they cannot do. Okay, so reminding ourselves and connecting with ourselves, touching your heart. When you're listening to your heart, it's an emotion that you're connecting with, and that is a major thing. So we have to do all those things for us to be able to say, you know what, I feel good. And guess what, when you are saying your gratitude, you can never feeling low. Never. Try it. You can call me if you do.
So, what is the vision for your life?
Wow, that's a big one. I've got so much vision. I've got huge vision in my life. But mainly what everything that I do, I see myself as a role model. I see myself because even my daughter, one day she said to me, she's like, Mom, I love you. Mom, you are my role model. I'm proud to be your daughter because I just want to be like you. That broke my heart. I was just like, oh my God, that's so sweet. Now, that is one person I'm happy is Tanya. So, but I want to do for most of all the women in this earth, okay? This is something that us women, especially women who come from culture, come from the religion, come from the status of poverty, come places that they think they're not worthy, they think they have no voice, they think that the life, whatever it brings it to them, they're going to just take it. No, I want to share that, and I want to show them, not just share but show them that listen women, listen, you are so beautiful, you are amazing, and you can have anything you want in this world. I did it because I was determined, and I had to. There was no other choice. Okay, I had to make it for my children, for myself, and for my family, and for all of you around me. So it's kind of like people are there for me to be aware. What are my actions? What am I doing? That is it empowering or disempowering? Is it something that actually gives back, or am I taking away? And every time I'm all about giving. I'm all about sharing this life. And for me, the biggest thing is making my business into the way that I can actually bring people and teach them to have their own business and do things that they're gonna feel, oh my goodness, and be successful in life. That's my vision. That's part of my vision.
Okay. I'm really glad. Are you working on any special projects or courses or books or anything like that?
Yes, I'm writing another book. So I've wrote one little book, the Swahili book. I do speak Swahili as well. And I've got my biography. This is my biography book. It's in Amazon and it's in English. It's not in Swahili yet. And so these are just my beginning of my books that I did, because I want people to give back in a way that, you know, it's not just about me speaking or come to your country. It's also something that I can leave it there. And that is one of the area. But at the moment, my project is, I've got two projects going on. I'm actually having a membership that is going to be launched in June. And that is, one of the membership is about connecting with your superpower. So it's all about you, knowing you and motivating you and creating this amazing, powerful woman that you can be. That is one of the membership. The other membership is because what I did all of these books, it was the scariest moment of my life. I want to actually help other women who they have a big story, because everyone has a story. I want to, I'm launching this membership is for to write a book and publish it within 1 year. And I've already been talking to people, and the people, they're like, yes, I'm so scared, but okay, this is so scary. And yes, it is scary, but I've got you. We're going to do it together. Okay. This is something that I want to see people succeed. I am only here for the quality, but also to see people having that, what they dreaming about, because this is who I am, living on your terms and be your own hero.
Cool. You know, how can people learn more about you, and where can they go to connect with you?
So I've got in the LinkedIn, and I can leave, or you can get that information that you can leave a link, or I would do also, I'm everywhere, guys. Okay. So on Facebook, Barke Kamuss, or Be Your Own Hero, on Twitter, on Instagram, Barke Be Your Own Hero. I'm there.
Well, excellent. You know, I really appreciate your time and really appreciate you for coming on and, you know, sharing your experiences with my audience. And for those of you watching at home, if you would like to, you know, improve your lives and join a community where others are improving their lives and helping others do the same, I recommend you go and check out the links either above or below the video. It's just a link to our community, to where we have people just like Barke, who is improving her lives and showing others how to do the same and forming a sort of mastermind experience. Because when you're plugged into people who are, you know, improving their lives, the residuals is you start to improve your life as well. So if you want to get some action and get some, you know, training, just like that, I recommend that you come and join our community. There's going to be a link either above or below the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. We'll see you guys soon. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon. And we're done recording in 3, end to end.